And today's meditation session is going to be mainly about boredom and about trusting our bodies. So I would first like to ask you all to get comfortable and sit however feels right for you. Since we're all at home, you could also maybe potentially lie down or even stand up or whatever feels good for you. And once everybody gets settled a bit, we're going to slow down. And I want to ask you guys if it feels comfortable in the next outwards breath to slowly close your eyes if you haven't done so already. And at first, we're going to take some extra time today to settle in. First of all, I would like to invite you all to kind of stretch out your bodies in any way that feels comfortable. And we're going to do this for about a minute or so. So really take your time to do this. Maybe you have some extra tension in your shoulders, in your neck. Wherever you feel like your body is not able to relax just yet, I want to ask you to kind of gently stretch that out and take that time. There might be some tension in some places that you don't really expect it, like your jaw, maybe your feet even. So really do a quick scan along the whole of your body to see where some tension might still be trapped. If you feel like your body is just a bit looser than it just was, I want you to settle back into your comfortable position. Maybe what you begin to notice as you sit or lay here is that it might be a bit boring to just sit here and listen to my voice without any music. But if that's the case, I would like to invite you to pay some attention to the little things. Perhaps you can hear some birds coming from outside. Perhaps you can hear yourself breathing. Maybe you feel your heart beating. And our minds are so often used to having something to do all day long that it can be hard for you to focus on these small things. But really try to accept that this is now a time where you don't have to do anything, that you can just enjoy everything around you and being inside of your own body. And as we're doing this, I would also like to invite you to slowly start to deepen your breath just a little bit. Maybe your outwards breath can be stretched just a little bit longer than before. And maybe you can have a slight pause between every breath. And as you begin to do this, you might start to feel some energy or buzzing inside of your body. If you pay some attention, you can feel how every inward breath kind of charges your body again with some extra energy. And you can also feel how it starts to relax your body just a bit more. And again, your mind may start to wander. Your mind may start to look for other things to do or other things to focus on. But try to accept the small things happening inside and around you right now. Like your breath, like some sounds in your surrounding, like this energy that you feel inside of your body. And try to give those a bit more attention. Feel the rising and falling of your chest or belly as you breathe in and out. And feel a type of trust for your body. To kind of process the food that you might have eaten earlier today. Trust your body that it will keep breathing in and out. And trust your body that it is so very intelligent. That there are so many processes happening inside your body. That it just takes care of it for you. And you don't have to think about any of those. You just have to be. And maybe with this trust in your own body comes a sense of safety with it. And maybe a sense of gratitude. And as we're all sitting here, just enjoying the feeling of being alive and trusting in our bodies, I'm going to read a small piece of a book, of a chapter that is called The Wisdom of the Body. And you don't need to consciously listen to my words. As long as you relax and are in this state, just know that they are being imprinted on you somewhere in your subconscious. The wisdom of the body. What is experience? What is life? What is motion? What is reality? To all such questions, we must give St. Augustine's answer to the question, what is time? I know, but when you ask me, I don't. Experience, life, motion, and reality are so many noises used to symbolize the sum of sensations, thoughts, feelings, and desires. And if you ask, what are sensations, etc., I can only answer, don't be silly. You know very well what they are. We can't go on defining things indefinitely without going round in circles. To define means to fix, and when you get down to it, real life isn't fixed. It was suggested at the end of the last chapter that this ultimately something which cannot be defined or fixed can be represented by the word God. If this be true, we know God all the time, but when we begin to think about it, we don't. For when we begin to think about experience, we try to fix it into rigid forms and ideas. It is the old problem of trying to tie up water in parcels, or attempting to shut the wind in a box. Yet, it has always been taught in religion that God is something from which one can expect wisdom and guidance. We have become accustomed to the idea that wisdom, that is knowledge, advice, and information, can be expressed in verbal statements consisting of specific directions. If this be true, it is hard to see how any wisdom can be extracted from something impossible to define. But in fact, the kind of wisdom which can be put in the form of specific directions amounts to very little, and most of the wisdom which we employ in everyday life never came to us as verbal information. It was not through statements that we learned how to breathe, swallow, see, circulate the blood, digest food, or resist diseases. Yet these things are performed by the most complex and marvelous processes which no amount of book learning and technical skill can reproduce. This is real wisdom, but our brains have little to do with it. This is the kind of wisdom which we need in solving the real, practical problem of human life. It has done wonders for us already, and there is no reason why it should not do much more. Without any technical apparatus or calculations for prediction, homing pigeons can return to their roots from long distances away. Migrant birds can revisit the same locations year after year, and plants can devise wonderful contraptions for distributing their seeds in the wind. They do not, of course, do these things on purpose, which is only to say that they do not plan and think them out. If they could talk, they could no more explain how it is done than the average man can explain how his heart beats. And what is meant by this book is that the true wisdom in our bodies cannot be defined. They can only be understood by being felt, as I hope you are feeling right now. I hope that you feel a sense of your body being alive, a sense of your body taking care of you, a sense of your body protecting you and doing everything it can to keep you safe. So let's continue to breathe deep for a couple of minutes and reflect on this gratitude and this ultimate wisdom that is our bodies, that doesn't need our mind's interference. And let's enjoy that for a little while. And if you notice that your mind tries to intervene and think about the past or future, just return to that wisdom of your body. There's nothing for you to do at this moment except enjoy this great gift that you have received. And with that, I want to ask you, while still being in this mind space, to slowly start to move your body just a little bit. Maybe you can wiggle your fingers or your toes and kind of start to move your body a bit, just in a way that feels good. Maybe it feels like you're dancing just a little bit. And perhaps you feel like stretching again. Like a big stretch, like you just woken up. As we slowly come back. Maybe you have fallen asleep, or you're just lying there super comfortably, which is also fine. If everyone has kind of returned back to their senses, I would like to thank you all for joining us. And I would like you to thank yourself for taking this time to be here for yourself and to express a bit of self-love to yourself in this way. You guys did very awesome. Thanks.